Welcome, Army sports fans, from sea to shining sea. This is Bill Crawdad Crawford, and this is Crawdad's Countdown to Kickoff. And the mere sound of my voice should let you know that it is time to talk Army Black Knight football. And tonight in studio, we have a little bit of a different crowd. We have with us, to my right, the coach, Joe Ross.
Hey, Bill, thanks for having me tonight.
Oh, man, Joe Ross, for those who don't know, is probably the only one of this crew who really knows a damn thing about football. He was the MVP of the Army-Navy game and also coached at West Point, and now is the owner, president, and head bottle washer of Higher Echelon, which they just figure stuff out. You know, that's what I say about your company, and they're smart people doing good things. And also tonight, we're going to feature a little bit of time with one of our great sponsors who's been there for many, many years, and that is Tom Chapman, the owner of Nick's Ristorante. Tom.
I'm impressed how you said that.
Hey, man, I can roll those R's, can't I?
Yes, you can. Happy to be here.
Nick's Ristorante. And tonight, folks, we are in the mood to have a good time because we are coming off a 5-game losing streak, which was not fun at all. But guess what we did last week? Army went in there and beat Air Force. Air Force was at anywhere. They were 17 in the AP poll. They were number 25 in the college football playoff poll. And we just went there and spanked them just like Foghorn Leghorn paddling that dog in the commercial. We beat the stew out of them 23-3.
And I don't think they're in either pool anymore.
Probably not.
I don't think they're in either pool anymore, and that was a real good feeling to beat those guys. And by the way, the reason we beat them has nothing to do with football. If you're watching us on YouTube, it has everything to do with that tar bucket of mine sitting there. I changed the studio prop for the show, and it worked. So as long as that tar bucket is there, by the way, Joe, the claim to fame of that little helmet that was on my noggin is it never missed a parade. I was not a football player or anything. I didn't get out of anything. So that thing is a weather-worn tar bucket, and you will note from the Shaco that's just an old, horrible-looking thing without feathers. I certainly wasn't an officer at all. So
that's impressive. I've never even attended a parade, and you attended for me.
I attended many of them. So a little bit about the Air Force game. In case you didn't see it, we pretty much dominated in all phases of the game. Joe, did you get a chance to watch it?
I actually did not get to watch it. I got to see parts of it on my phone. I was watching the Sprint game in Caldwell, New Jersey at the same time. So I was trying to keep updates on my phone and pay attention.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Sprint, you will notice for those on TV, I have my Sprint football shirt on. My son played Sprint football. Sprint, for those who don't know, is regular football. It's not, flag football or anything. It's regular 11 men football, and the only difference is they have a 178-pound weight limit. Joe's son plays, my son played, Tom Economy, who's not here, his son played, and Sunday at noon Eastern time, Army plays Navy for the Collegiate Sprint Football League Championship, and you'll be there, right?
I'll be there watching.
Well, Tom, did you get a chance to see the Air Force game? Or
No, I was working.
Oh, well, hey, somebody's got to work. Glad it wasn't me, but the Air Force.
So you got two guests on and haven't watched the game.
Well, you had really good guests.
Well, that's okay. We didn't bring you here for that expertise. But, Joe, you have played in quite a few Army Air Force games. What kind of isn't that more of a hated rivalry than Army-Navy?
Hate, that's a strong word.
Dislike?
Dislike. Army players really, really dislike Air Force players. And part of that is, they've won the Commander-in-Chief trophy for so many years, up until around 2004 or 5. And Navy started winning. And, the last 5 out of 7 years, we're winning. So, we're closing that gap. But part of that was that the dominance for so long.
Well, hey, I think most Army people really are not fond of Air Force folks because they, the old joke used to be the first thing the Air Force does when they occupy a forward position is they build a golf course and an officers club, and yeah, that's certainly, the Army people dig latrines so they can go to the bathroom. But We won 23-3. We scored all 23 of our points in the first half. We opened the game pretty much on the third play of the game, I think, with our quarterback. Bryson Daly had a 62-yard touchdown run, and he never let up the whole day. He ended up having 170 total yards. He averaged 4.7 yards per carry. And the one thing I liked is turnovers. And Joe, you and Tom both know that if you lose the turnover battle, you will lose the game.
Hard to win the game.
Yeah, it's hard to win any game if you're going to lose a turnover battle. And what's more impressive is he carried the ball 36 times.
Yeah.
It looks like that was the game plan. Add an extra blocker and just let him keep the ball in his hand.
Well, I think what they did was they just decided to run Bryson Daly until they could stop it, and they never stopped it. But Air Force, guess what? Poor little Air Force. They had so many turnovers. They had 6 total because I personally count a turnover on downs as a turnover because the ball does.
The ball turned over.
The ball turns over, and we had 2 of those. We had 4 fumbles, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions, 2 turnovers, and they just looked discombobulated the whole time. And one of the things, speaking of turnovers, that Coach Jeff Monken said in his press conference, and by the way, to backtrack a little bit on turnovers, we were pretty much leading the country in turnovers, and that's one of those stats that you just don't want to lead in. It's just not a good thing to have happen. And we stopped it during that game because we had no fumbles, we had no interceptions, we didn't turn the ball over at all. And that was a good thing, and that worked out very well for us in the overall scheme of the game. We did have 11 penalties for 119 yards, and that's something we've got to work on. But what Coach Monken said, and I didn't really think about this until he said it, but we've really had 2 Army games this year where I think the new offense that we put in has worked, and that was Army, Air Force, and Army University, Texas, San Antonio. The Roadrunners. Meep, meep. How's that for a sound effect? And in neither of those games did we have a turnover, and in both of those games we really played well. So,
well, I mean, honestly, the scoreboard lies, which I like to say. Our record could be easily flipped to be 6-3. We could have easily won the first game. Well, guess what? I think we had 5 turnovers.
We did.
It doesn't matter who you are. If you're turning the ball over, it's going to be hard to win. Boston College, there's some personnel mistakes, nothing to do with coaching, that if we don't make those mistakes, we win that game. So, and there's another game in there that I can't remember, but we could easily be 6-3 right now. And then now we're telling a different story about the offense and what they changed this year.
Oh, did you mention Boston College?
Yeah, Boston College. That was definitely
I think that's the game I watched with you at the Joe Ross Castle, Schloss Ross as I call it, and that's the game where Bryson Daly threw a forward pass when he should have held on to the ball and got the first down, and it was an illegal forward pass, loss of down, and the rest is history. But we've had quite a few of those where we turned the ball over and it didn't work in our favor. And the other thing that's, by the way, I predicted this. I was the amazing Kreskin. Occasionally, it's like Yogi Berra said, I hate predictions because sometimes they come true. Well, I predicted that the Army team's defense would bow its back, they would come back, and they would play. Coach Woody would have those guys ready to play. By the way, before I forget this, at 7:30 we're going to have Coach Luce on. He's the assistant head coach, and he's the outside linebackers coach, so he can shed some insight on what happened with our defense. But I predicted the defense would rise up, and they would play great, and they did rise up and play great. And I also said our kicker is going to come through for us. And our kicker, Quinn Maretsky, had 3 field goals, and he didn't miss any. And our punter, who had been having a lot of trouble this year, just banged him, and special teams came out really well for us. So everything in the Air Force game, I think, went well.
Yeah, and you heard Coach Monken say after the game, we played Army football. So what does Army football mean? Well, Army football is complementary football. When the offense can control the clock, not turn the ball over, well, guess what? It's going to inspire the defense. And the defense is going to have their stops, and they're going to be on the field less. All right? And then you have special teams that come in, and they're going to do their job. They're going to play their role, making the good field goals, having the good punts, good coverage. And complementary football wins games. And I think it's one of the few times this year that we put everything together to have that kind of success.
And plus the defense, I think the Air Force quarterback, if you've ever been driving around in the neighborhood and a little squirrel runs out and jumps around and, looks like he doesn't know what's going on, and then he gets flattened. That's what the Air Force quarterback looked like.
Well, that was fun to watch.
And it was fun to watch. It was a good thing to see. And I don't know. It was to me, it was the best game we had played all year. It was also on a national television audience. It was at what used to be Mile High Stadium. By the way, the Crawdad nickname for that game is the Miracle at Mile High. That's a good nickname.
There you go.
You're so creative.
Maybe I can patent that, and sell T-shirts and make $1 million. I don't know. I think that may not work. Oops. I'm glad Steve Cripey's not here. He would give me a lot of grief for that because I'm supposed to.
Are we on?
I'm supposed to have that silence. So, Brian, I think that means it's time for us to go ahead and take our first break. And then we're going to come back and we're going to share some Army experiences and some fun with Tom Chapman, owner and chef extraordinaire of Nick's Ristorante.
He likes
Crawdad,
saying that.
Back in a minute. Yeah, I like saying that. That's fun. It's also fun when you win that big. You can have fun. It's a great town.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
If you work in a dangerous or logistically intense industry, you know good training can be a challenge. There are training costs, safety concerns, and difficulty replicating real-world scenarios. There's a better way used right now in the Army and in all our armed services to better prepare our heroes, and it's available to you in your organizations. Higher Echelon's Game Development Team is revolutionizing learning in military training, dangerous industry, STEM, and sports performance domains with cutting-edge virtual training that immerses you in lifelike scenarios without the cost and safety concerns for trainees. With Higher Echelon's game-based training, you'll experience realistic simulations, precision accuracy, and unparalleled safety. Higher Echelon founder Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets and puts that experience to use. His team has been building cutting-edge virtual training environments for soldiers and clients for a decade. Higher Echelon, the name you can trust for advanced training solutions. Reach out at higherechelon.com to get your free consultation. Go Higher and go Army.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high? But so is average consumer debt. Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit northalabamamortgage.com for more information.
Buongiorno. Tom Chapman from Nick's Ristorante here with Chef Joey Kindred. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Seriously? So what's so great about being chef at Nick's?
Serving award-winning 21-day aged certified Angus beef, fresh seafood, and third-generation Italian family recipes.
That and an awesome owner, right?
So, if I say yes, do I get a raise?
No. What else should people know about Nick?
We showcase local musicians and have a cigar-friendly bar and bistro.
Time to put you on the spot, Chef. What's the phone number?
256-489-8280.
What's the website?
nicksrestaurante.com.
And what are the hours?
Doors open at 5 o'clock, Tuesday through Saturday. Dining room closes at 9. Bar closes depending on volume.
Molto bene, Chef. It's time to say goodbye, Joey.
Goodbye, Joey.
Come on, man.
Okay, how's this? Ciao e buon appetito.
Nice. Horrible accent, but nice. So again, please come see us at Nick's. Can't wait to see you there.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop, but if you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So if you happen to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Stan McDonald. Stan, tell everybody why you're the best damn dirt lawyer in North Alabama.
Yes, Wes, at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. You know I'm a dirt lawyer, and a lot of our friends know that, which means we specialize in real estate. Now, if you own real estate or you're buying it or you're selling it, you need to do a closing, but a lot of times there's legal issues associated with that. We're a great group to talk to. My son, Lewis McDonald, heads our commercial closing division, and we approach your real estate needs very seriously. We seek to be the premier real estate closing company in North Alabama, and we do it in such a way it shows that we're experienced, we're for your success. We like to handle your real estate needs the same way Coach Dan Reeves used to say, never let them see you sweat. And that's going to be to your benefit, too, when you visit us at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. Our website online is jacobtitle.com.
November in Alabama means one thing.
Alabama and this SEC football arch rival meet in the Iron Bowl.
The Iron Bowl.
What is Arkansas?
No. Listen for full coverage of the Iron Bowl right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Correct response, what is Auburn?
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bill Crawdad Crawford, and this is Crawdad's Countdown to Kickoff. Also want to mention tonight that we have a new producer. Brian Temple is back there with us today, doing a great job. We're glad to have him. He's going to be with us throughout the rest of the year. And one thing I would like to mention, if you want to get a $50 gift certificate to Nick's, all you got to do is dial 256-576-4977 and give your name to Brian, and we'll take care of that. And a little bit more business before we go to our first caller is Brian Hamaker with North Alabama Mortgage at NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. I've done business with them. I know a lot of people who have. And if you have a need to do anything with a mortgage, don't let the interest rate scare you. There's a lot of creative things they can do to help you out, to get rid of debt, buy a lake house, whatever you want to. Brian Hamaker and his team can pull it off at NorthAlabamaMortgage.com. Well, normally on this segment, we sometimes have a blogger or a writer or somebody who does something on Army, but tonight we're going to have a little feature segment on our longtime sponsor, Nick's Ristorante, and we'll start it off with the founder, Nick Micas. Nick, are you there?
Hey, Crawdad, you know I am. How we all doing out there?
We're doing great. We got a couple of minutes to spend with you, Nick. What can we help you with tonight?
I was just calling in. I understand the owner there, Nick's Ristorante, is in the house tonight.
He is, and he's wondering they'll apparently let anybody call this show.
Well, yeah, I was blocked. But I know how to do a workaround. So, yeah, I was just checking in with you guys. Who's in there? Joe in tonight? Joe Ross?
Hey, Nick, I'm right here. I'm craving the shrimp cocktail since you called.
Well, yeah,
extra horseradish.
Out of that good stuff.
Yeah, I forgot to bring samples with me.
Uh-oh.
Rookie mistake, Nick. Rookie mistake.
Well, yeah, lesson learned. All good.
Well,
congratulations. Fantastic game. Showed Air Force a few things. Very good.
Well, the very first time that Nick Micas showed up in studio as a sponsor, he certainly brought a tray of goodies, and that was great. Tom Chapman is kind of falling down on the job right now.
Geez.
But we'll let him slide. But, hey, folks, Nick is a great guy. You can still see the founder usually every Tuesday night down at Nick's. And, Nick, thanks for the call, man. It's good to hear from you. I'll probably see you next Tuesday.
Yep, I sure try, and it's always good to check in with you guys. And looking forward to the game upcoming this weekend with Holy Cross.
Well, give me a pick. That's the thing you're really good at.
Oh, well, I haven't seen the early line, but I'm guessing it's going to be a double digit. But I throw up a beware sign. they no slugs. They, FCS, a little bit down, but they can play some ball. They can play some ball. We've played them over the years since 1914 or something like that.
Yeah,
we hold the record on them. I think we've won 17 of them. They won 6, but it may be closer. And I hate to see one of them hangover games. Where we're celebrating the victory with Air Force, and might be careful. Don't come out sluggish.
Well,
be ready.
I think we'll be ready, and I think it's going to be not a hangover, but a steamroller. So thanks for the call,
there
Nick.
It is.
Look forward to seeing you next week.
I guess I'll see you again soon.
Sounds good. Yes, indeed. We're heading up to St. Louis, and got some visiting to do. Veterans Day weekend, and got a presentation up there, so it's going to be good up there. Had a great presentation, a great event at Nick's that Tom and his crew put on today. Super. Boots on the ground, very fine event. Really enjoyed it, and the gang there at Nick's is still kicking and still rocking away.
We had a good teacher.
All
right.
Well, you guys enjoy the evening, and let's go Army, and then we take care of this, and don't forget 9 December. Hoorah.
Beat Navy.
9 December, we're going to walk away with the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Well, Nick, thanks for the call, and Tom, one thing you and I were talking the other day, we talked quite a bit, but you have some unique experiences with the military academy, right?
Well, yeah, my father taught at West Point when I was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, and I have some amazing fond memories of walking from Stony Lonesome to Mikey Stadium to go sit in the peanut gallery and watch a game. That was back in the days where parents would say to their kids, get out of the house and we'll call you when dinner's ready.
Oh, yeah.
And we literally, at 9, 10 years old, I remember walking all the way to Mikey Stadium from Stony Lonesome, sitting in the peanut gallery, having the greatest time. And it was such a great experience growing up in West Point. It really was.
Well, what other memories do you have of the old Rockbound Highland home?
Oh, my goodness. Just having a great time. And it's funny, I went back there in September of 2021 to see Army kick the boots off of UConn 52-21 and went into Stony Lonesome. And like everything else, it's totally different, but it's the camaraderie, the friendship, the familyness, the closeness, everything about it was, I tell everybody that, as an Army brat, I lived all over the world. But my favorite 4 years, even though I was young, was living at West Point. It was truly an experience as a child, and I've been back there many, many times.
Well, isn't your father interned at the West Point Cemetery?
He sure is. Dad passed away in 2011, and he's up there. And every time I get a chance, which isn't very often, being in the restaurant business, there's not a whole lot of spare time. But whenever I can, I get up there and go tell him hi, and I love him and miss him, and thanks for everything.
Now, what rank was your father when he...
Colonel, 06.
06? Wow.
Yeah. He graduated from the academy in 64 and went to, like I said, he was taught physics there from 73 to 77.
He could have been one of my teachers.
I'm telling you, I think we've had this conversation trying to figure out, he taught physics, I think, I don't know, I think plebes. Do plebes take physics? No. I didn't think. Okay, so whenever yearlings. Okay, but yeah, it was like, again, I attribute part of my success in what I do for a living to my growing up in the environment of the military, and then joining the military myself. It's just taught me a lot about people.
Well, now, didn't you also spend some time in Germany as a
I was in Germany as a dependent twice, as a dependent to my dad and a dependent to my first wife, who was active duty.
And she was active duty, but were you not also an officer in the Army at some time?
I was in the Missouri National Guard as an engineer. I tell people I built roads and blew up stuff.
Well, I have a question for you. Kannst du jetzt Deutsch sprechen?
Nur ein bisschen.
Nur ein bisschen?
Ja.
Ja, ich war ein Hubschrauberpilot in Deutschland vor 4 Jahren, but that's a story.
Ich habe für 7 Jahre gewohnt.
7 Jahren, genau. And
I pressed you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. So how many years were you in uniform?
8.
8 years.
Yes, sir. Got out as a captain.
Well, you get out as a captain, and now you are a restaurant owner and have been a premier chef throughout Huntsville, Alabama. So just give us a snippet of how one goes down that path.
The path chose me. I did not choose the path, but I wouldn't want it any other way. I love what I do. I love the business that I ended up in. I love taking care of people. I love cooking, although I don't do as much as I used to. Now that I own the restaurant, I've hired a very fabulous chef, Joey Kindred, who I could not have taken a piece of paper and written down a chef that I wanted to replace me and run my restaurant. He's phenomenal. But I love the fact that every bump in the road that I hit until I got here taught me the lessons I needed to learn to do what I do now and embrace and enjoy where I got.
Well, I know we certainly appreciate the fact that Nick's not only has sponsored this show for almost all of our 13 years, but tell a little bit about what you do for deployed soldiers.
Nick started it. Nick is a veteran. I'm a veteran, and there's a place in our heart for all military, active duty, and veterans. And every Christmas we send, we collect. We call them troop gift boxes, and we send things to the troops deployed. As a matter of fact, right now we're trying to find some to send to. The ones we've contacted are being relocated, so it's hard to get them what they need. But we collect. Nick will buy cigars, and we send cigars to the troops. At the restaurant, we can't sell cigars. We take donations for cigars, and all the money we get throughout the year, we take that money and we buy cigars and send them to the troops. We have boxes at the restaurant where we ask people to bring, books, magazines, toiletries, whatever. Basically, if anybody has had a family member or themselves been deployed, you know what it's like to get a care package.
Well, and I can speak from not my personal experience, but my son and my son-in-law both were deployed to the Middle
That's right.
East, and both received care packages from Nick's.
And there's pictures of them on our walls.
And there's pictures of them on the wall. So
yes, sir.
Nick's, by the way, it's as I say, it's a driver and a pitching wedge south of the intersection of Bailey Cove and Weatherly. There is no finer place to dine in this town. And one thing, Tom, I will also mention is your staff is probably some of the finest people I've ever met in the restaurant business. They just do a phenomenal job.
It's because they care.
And they do. And Brian, we'll go ahead and take our second break, and we will be joined, hopefully, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, by Coach John Luce in our next segment. He is the assistant head coach and also the coach of the outside linebackers. And Joe Ross played for him.
Yes, I did.
So, folks, we'll be back in
Did
just
you like
a
it,
few
Joe?
minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for listening with us so far, Tom. Appreciate it.
Hey,
We'll be back in a
thank
bit.
you.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at GenSuperstore.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. My clients talk to me.
And me. I'm attorney Justin Lackey. We're the ones that you talk to.
And we're the ones who handle your personal injury case.
And we'll take care of it.
The Lackey Law Firm. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
One of the best-kept golf secrets in the Tennessee Valley is Cherokee Ridge. Cherokee Ridge truly offers golf at a higher level with immaculate greens set against a spectacular Appalachian backdrop. This 18-hole championship course takes every advantage of rolling hills, whispering woods, lakes, and streams. Interested in becoming a member? Their membership plans feature affordable options for couples, families, and individuals. Book your tee time today. 256-841-4551. Cherokee Ridge. Championship quality, affordable prices.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Here's Bobby White from Woody Anderson Ford on their service department.
President's Award winner 2 years in a row. That's only given to the top 10% of Ford dealers in customer satisfaction. So we're very proud of the service department. And our body shop. If you happen to get into an accident, which not a lot of people just want to go down and see a body shop, but if you get into an accident, award-winning body shop. We have state-of-the-art paint booths back there. They're waterborne paints that we use, friendly for the environment. We've got our production system, the way things are in and out. We have the fastest cycle rate in town of getting your vehicle in, getting your vehicle out, and assured that it's fixed right. We take pictures before it's wrecked, and not only after, but we take it as we're putting the parts on. All done to above industry standards. So I'm proud of our body shop too. Don't forget our parts department. So you don't have to need parts, performance parts, or just parts if you're a weekend mechanic.
Woody Anderson Ford, located at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman, as well as Hughes Road and Madison. You can also check out the great deals at WoodyAndersonFord.com.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Insulation, now he represents Eagle companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do after paint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Plenty of sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 80s. Some of us could actually see the mid-80s. We drop just into the low 60s as we head into the overnight, early into your Thursday morning. A couple of scattered showers are going to be possible through Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon. Looks like the best chance for any widespread rain is going to move into the Tennessee Valley Thursday night and then early into Friday morning. A mostly cloudy sky on Thursday afternoon. Temperatures still climbing into the mid and upper 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bill Crawdad Crawford, and this is Crawdad's Countdown to Kickoff. The owner of Nick's Ristorante, Tom, had to leave. He had a cake in the oven or something like that. But, Joe, we have a coach standing by that I think you're very familiar with. Could you go ahead and introduce our guest?
Oh, I'd love to. Be honored. Coach John Luce, 8 years with legendary coach Bob Sutton back in the 90s, where I led the team to a 10-2 season. And the last 10 years with Coach Munkin, where they've had two 10-plus winning seasons. Linebacker coach most of his career, defensive coordinator, and associate head coach. So, Coach Luce, great to have you on the show with us.
Oh, great to be here. How you guys doing tonight?
Great.
Coach, we couldn't be doing better. And tell me this. I understand you coached my compadre, Joe Ross. What kind of a football player was he? I know to hear him tell it, he was pretty damn good.
You put me on the spot. He was a good
be nice,
football
Coach.
player.
Be nice.
He was a good football player, no doubt. So we had a lot of tough asses back then. It was a lot of fun.
Well, no doubt, Joe's a great guy too. But I'd like to first of all congratulate you and the Army team on a great win over Air Force, and we sent them home literally with their put a little salt on their wings and sent them home with their tail tucked between their legs. How did that feel to go in and beat a team that was that highly ranked? And I call it, by the way, the miracle on Mile High, or the miracle at Mile High. How did that feel to you?
It felt good. I mean, it felt like all wins. I didn't think it was a miracle, to be honest with you. I thought we just, we played well. We played well as a team. We played hard. We played tough. And, we got a pretty good idea of what they're trying to do, obviously. I mean, we've faced this at 18 times. I've seen them. And, I felt pretty good about the game, honestly, going in. I really did. I mean, we have obviously we're very, very similar in a lot of ways. And our kids came to play, man. They were just laser focused all week, did a tremendous job preparing, with the game plan, putting it together. I mean, we were, we didn't turn it over. We were never in poor field position on defense ever. And, they had a long way to drive it. And, we avoided a couple things, obviously, that things were with us, but that's what happens in those games. And then, you get up 23-3 at half, and, usually 21 points is enough to win that game. About every single time I've been in it almost. So, when you're up by 3 touchdowns and you're playing really good defense, you can play it very close to the vest in the second half, which obviously we did, we just kept watching the clock tick down and just kept making plays to get them off the field and move the ball enough and do some things. It was very, very rewarding, though. It really was, because it puts you in position. It's like Coach Munkin says all the time. Not many teams are playing for a championship in early November like that, and we really are. I mean, it's there's 3 teams, and we all want the same thing. So we got other business to take care of now, but in a couple of weeks, it'll all be focused again on that trophy and beating Navy.
Yeah, that's great, Coach. We heard Coach Munkin after the game say we played Army football. And I always like to say, and I said this earlier in the show, the scoreboard lies. We could easily be 6-3. The few mistakes and not having that laser focus you talked about. What's your take, and how do you keep those young players motivated and looking forward as we finish the season?
I don't know if there's one answer. I mean, you just got to keep after them all the time in practice, which Coach Munkin does a better job than anybody I've ever been around in that. I mean, just bangs on them constantly about the little things and the fundamentals and doing everything right, being the tougher team, being the more fundamentally sound team. He just never lets up on them. So, and, we just got to keep building on what we did. And, we're a work in progress, obviously. And I think we're good enough to beat anybody and, have enough deficiencies if we turn it over and don't have great eyes on defense and don't get off blocks and don't tackle like we're capable of doing to lose to anybody, obviously. And so you just got to keep preparing every day. You got to, you guys know how it is. If you're the same team a month and a half ago today, you're not going to win many games. You have to continually get better. And we do. We got some. I mean, there's times on offense we got 4 freshmen out there. Mm-hmm. And, so that doesn't make it easy. I mean, I've heard lots of times for every freshman you're starting, you lose a game. Well, we got a lot of freshmen starting, are playing a fair amount, and you just got to keep getting better. But they're focused now. We got great leadership on this football team. We really do. I mean, it's premier leadership school in the world, and we got some really, really good ones right now. So they'll keep it together. This week will be challenging is challenging. I played Holy Cross. I think this is probably 17 times. I think.
Oh wow!
So he's doing. Bobby Chesney's doing a great job, the head coach up there. They got a ton of football players that I know we recruited and wanted badly. So it's not like they don't have players. They're a good football team now.
Oh yeah, they're always going to give you a fight. So you said something there that caught my attention. Coach Munkin's first couple of years, the team was pretty young, but the last 6-7 years, we've had a pretty senior team. What's the reason for having so many young players play this year?
I think part of it is, he had some injuries. I think, obviously, but But I think the other thing is, too, we're recruiting better all the time. You know, you keep recruiting really good players that some of them are going to play early. You know, we do. We got some really good players. And, you know, part of it is injuries, but, you know, on offense right now, I mean, there's some really good players they're legit football players. And, you know, we got some on defense, too, that, you know, Ella Mendoza is going to be a superstar. You know, he really is. And, you know, I mean, he's the real deal. So he's played a fair amount. And Tano Latuli, he's another one. I mean, those guys are going to be really, really good players as they get older. So you just got to keep moving that direction. We work extremely, extremely hard in recruiting. You know, you're just constantly doing it. So that's part of it. You know, but there's, you know, I mean, Brady Smalls started every game this year at center, and he just keeps getting better and better. He's a legit football player. So you guys keep doing it.
Hey, Coach, one thing I would like to say just right off the bat, miracle on that Mile High. I don't think it was a miracle either. I predicted that on our Facebook page. It's just, in the radio game, it's just a catchy little phrase. So
No, I know. I wasn't doubting it. I get it. I mean, I think a lot of people, I mean, if you know a lot about us, I think when you're sitting in this building all the time, I didn't have any doubt that we could win if we played like we were capable of playing. And we did. We put it together for a long enough stretch there to win a football game. That's what we got to continue to do. But, you know, I get it. I don't think many people gave us a chance if you didn't know what was going on in the building, if you didn't watch practice, if you didn't, you know, do those things. So, but, no, I was proud of our kids. There really was. I mean, they played hard. I could just see it different. I mean, I deal with Jimmy Charlo the absolute most. And, you know, you could just see his laser focus every play, you know, just unwavering, you know, confidence and knowing what we were doing and just not making mistakes, getting off blocks and tackling and just making plays and knocking the ball loose. And so it was a lot of fun though.
Well, I will tell you this, as far as tackling goes, absolute 100% agreement. Coach Monken even mentioned that in his press conference. But to shift gears just a little bit, I mean, you mentioned Holy Cross. I mean, Holy Cross is coming in averaging 40 points a game. They have a quarterback who I think their number one quarterback might be out, but he's thrown for 1,400 yards. They've got a 1,000-yard rusher, a receiver who many are saying is maybe a first or second day pick in the NFL. What concerns you about Holy Cross? And just because they are FCS, that doesn't mean anything. And Monken even said that. He said, hey, I coached FCS, a lot of good football players there. So tell us your synopsis of Holy Cross.
I think they got two really good quarterbacks. You know, we're not going to really know, you know, I think who's going to be the starter and do what. I mean, obviously, you know, the one quarterback is a great runner, and the other quarterback, I mean, they both can throw it and do a great job. I mean, the receiver you're talking about is the real deal. You know, I coached in that league a long time now, and you know, so I know about everybody in that league. And I think if you ask any of them, they'll say that receiver's as good as they've ever seen in that league. And, you know, every one of those teams have NFL guys, you know, so that's saying something. So they all have them. The running backs are good. The offensive line is really good, you know, and it's not just one receiver either. So they're, you know, they've won that league. If I'm right, I think they've won that league 3 straight years. You know, they went deep in the playoffs last year and lost a dogfight. And, you know, they're well coached. I mean, Bobby Chesney's won everywhere he's been and done a great job. They're a good football team. And right, FCS, they got 60 scholarships, 60 some odd scholarships. And those, again, I mean, I say this all the time. Guys don't believe it, but, you know, I have to go against those kind of teams recruiting. And, you know, they take plenty. There's lots of guys that we would want. You know, you look at them, they lost a dogfight to Boston College. And they lost a dogfight to Harvard. And, you know, those are good football teams. And they lost the pouring rain to Lafayette. So they're, they got a lot to gain by playing in this game, and it'll be a huge game for them. Obviously, it's going to be everything for them. So they got one more game after this, which is a league game. So we will, again, we have to take care of business and do our job. We can't control what they do, but they're a good football team now, especially on offense.
Well, you can't control what they do, but maybe you can stop what they want to do. That would be a great thing.
Yeah, that would be good.
That would be good.
We can slow them down.
Just one quick thing. You're up there. We're not. I heard the weather is going to be good this weekend. Is that so? Hopefully we won't have those downpours that we had for a couple of games. Is that what you're hearing? Good weather forecast?
That's a great question. You know what? I never look forward because I can't control it. I think that I really honestly never look. I look at the day as I'm going out on the practice field so I know what to wear. But other than that, to me, it don't matter. I mean, Coach Munkin does a great job of that too now. I mean, and Jim Young said this when I used to work camp before I worked with Coach Sutton. And he would say, you know what? You got to fight in the North Pacific. You better practice in it. So, my first year here, we were getting ready for Navy, and it was Thanksgiving. It was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I'm telling you, it was snowing as hard as it's ever snowed, and that's saying something. And we had the plows out during practice, and Coach Munkin is moving his. I showed this on my clinic one time. He is pushing his feet in the 6 inches of snow, and it's 6 inches because they just plowed it, and 6 inches of snow, and he's pushing it to show him how to get a better get off on kickoff. So I don't know what it is. I mean, that's for the fans. I mean, I hope it's a nice day for the fans, but I don't care. Whatever it is, it is. And our kids. I mean, when Joe was playing in that '96 team that was so good, I think it rained every damn weekend. It felt like, and it was. We won a lot of games. It was a lot of fun. So,
hey, Coach,
I don't.
That's awesome. You said something right there. I just want to get you to talk about it right before you break off. Your clinic, Lauren First and Goal. I don't know how many of our listeners know about it, but could you tell the listeners about Lauren First and Goal and why it's the best coaching clinic in the nation?
Hey, I appreciate it. I really do, the shout out. So Lauren's First and Goal. Lauren is my daughter. She is going to turn 27, God willing, in February, and she has been fighting brain and spinal tumors her whole life, along with a lot of other things. I mean, she has 19 doctors, I think. And but anyway, Lauren's First and Goal was set up a long time ago now. I think in 2004, so it's almost 20 years, and it was the biggest camp in the country until COVID. So, but all the money goes to pediatric brain tumor research and cancer services. And when I say all the money, I mean all the money. It's all volunteer driven. My wife does a phenomenal job of running most of it, obviously, because we're busy doing football. But so what we did, I think this will be our 4th year. We do a online virtual coaches clinic, and it's a who's who. And if you go on the website, it's lfgf.org. So it's lawrencefirstandgoal.org or lfgf.org. And we grouped down with CoachTube. And what we do is we do a live virtual clinic. I don't have a date yet, but it'll be in February or March. I hope February. But we'll do a virtual clinic, and it'll be coaches from all over the country. I mean, when you look at the list of coaches, it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. Last year, I think we had 9 NFL coaches, 11 CFL coaches, and probably, I'm guessing, I bet we had 80 Division I coaches, and it goes right down through the ranks. And what they do is people purchase it for a year, is the best product. They purchase it, and they can watch every clinic as many times as they want for a year, and then they take the clinics and they make courses out of them, and then they sell those too. And we get up to 80% of the funds from CoachTube, and because we don't pay anybody, 100% of that 80% goes to pediatric brain tumor research and cancer services. So it's not, it's not one of those charities where you're getting 5% and they're paying a CEO $200,000. It's 100% in, 100% out is what it really is once we have to pay the small expenses that we have by running the clinic. So, but I appreciate it. So yes, lawrencefirstandgoal.org, and you know what? If you go on our website, you'll see we got 3 books out there, and then the head coach, Billy George, it's on my Twitter. And my Twitter is at Coach John Luce, and the other Twitter is at LFG Football Camp, at LFG Football Camp. But Billy George, a longtime head coach at Coast Guard Academy, who just retired, wrote this great book, Home Fields. And it's not just about football. It kind of tracks his dad's town and World War II vets and the whole thing. And I mean, it's called Home Fields, the book, but he's given us a percentage of that book, and it's coming out for Veterans Day. So I hope people look into the website and stuff, because I read the book. I read the book in season, which you know how hard that is.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to read a book in season. I'm reading on the plane, like whatever. But the book was awesome. But anyway, he's doing that. So it all goes to the foundation, is what I'm saying. So I appreciate it. Let me shout out about it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. And good luck against Holy Cross. We appreciate you joining our show.
Hey, I appreciate it. I just got a text from one of the guys that said it's the 26th reunion, and it's just every time that happens, it amazes me that Scotty Sprouls texted me a little while ago. Hey, Coach, I'll be at the game. He was our captain in '97, I think, or one of our guys. So it's pretty neat to see those guys. So I enjoy talking to you guys.
All right, Coach, thanks, and we'll be certain to put something about that on our Facebook page. About 6,000 people listening, and appreciate your time, and have a good Wednesday night, and we'll be back in a few minutes to wrap the show up with the final segment.
Thanks, Coach.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Are you thinking about home improvements? Well, use your equity now and refi later. Or use your equity to eliminate consumer debt forever, then refi to a lower rate and shorter term when rates drop. North Alabama Mortgage can also help you if you're thinking about buying an investment property or a second home at the lake or the beach or in the mountains. We have great programs to make that happen. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
If you work in a dangerous or logistically intense industry, you know good training can be a challenge. There are training costs, safety concerns, and difficulty replicating real-world scenarios. There's a better way used right now in the Army and in all our armed services to better prepare our heroes, and it's available to you in your organizations. Higher Echelon's Game Development Team is revolutionizing learning in military training, dangerous industry, STEM, and sports performance domains with cutting-edge virtual training that immerses you in lifelike scenarios without the cost and safety concerns for trainees. With Higher Echelon's game-based training, you'll experience realistic simulations, precision accuracy, and unparalleled safety. Higher Echelon founder Dr. Joe Ross is retired Army who played and later coached for the cadets and puts that experience to use. His team has been building cutting-edge virtual training environments for soldiers and clients for a decade. Higher Echelon, the name you can trust for advanced training solutions. Reach out at higherechelon.com to get your free consultation. Go Higher and go Army.
Buongiorno. Tom Chapman from Nick's Ristorante here with Chef Joey Kindred. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
Seriously? So what's so great about being chef at Nick's?
Serving award-winning 21-day aged certified Angus beef, fresh seafood, and third-generation Italian family recipes.
That and an awesome owner, right?
So, If I say yes, do I get a raise?
No. What else should people know about Nick?
We showcase local musicians and have a cigar-friendly bar and bistro.
Time to put you on the spot, Chef. What's the phone number?
256-489-8280.
What's the website?
nicksrestaurante.com.
And what are the hours?
Doors open at 5 o'clock, Tuesday through Saturday. Dining room closes at 9. Bar closes depending on volume.
Molto bene, Chef. It's time to say goodbye, Joey.
Goodbye, Joey.
Come on, man.
Okay, how's this? Ciao y buono appetito.
Nice. Horrible accent, but nice. So again, please come see us at Nick's. Can't wait to see you there.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older. Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing. We have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates. Residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bill Crawdad Crawford. We just got a couple of minutes here, so we're going to wrap it up pretty quickly. We've told about all we can about Holy Cross, so I will tell my little Holy Cross story. When I was a plebe, we were required to make spirit posters, sewing sheets together and hanging them out of our barracks window. And I was young and dumb, and I had this wonderful idea for Holy Cross to make this gargantuan cross on the spirit poster with nails in it that says, Company F2 says, nail them to the cross. Well, guess what? I was standing in my little room, and there was a knock at the door, and it was the cadet company commander and a one-star general known as the Commandant of Cadets. And they said, who is the bonehead that came up with this idea for this spirit poster? And, of course, the bonehead was me. I had to go take it down, and I missed the Holy Cross game because I was marching punishment tours. Well-deserved. So
they didn't give you, like, that was like creativity. Like, they should have gave you an award for that.
No, it was not. They gave me an award of that called, I think it was a 10 punishment tour. So, Joe, we got to get out of here in a minute. Thanks for coming in tonight. Give me a prediction for this week.
Well, it sounds like, listen to Coach Luce. They got a pretty explosive offense. Doesn't sound like their defense is very good. So, I'll probably have to go high scoring, 31 Army, 24 Holy Cross.
Well, I'm going to say something similar. I'm going to go 42-14 because I think we're just going to be fired up. And folks, remember this: as we get out of here, no matter where we are, where you are, and no matter what you're doing, somewhere there's a soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine standing a watch so you can enjoy the life that you live today. Go Army.
Beat Nick.
Talk to you next week, folks. Hopefully after another win. Crawdad out.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ES.